One person can see your face once, then recognize you years later in a crowd. Another can name the exact day and details of a memory from their own life. Another hears a single musical note and knows its name instantly. What if one person had all of them? We are going to build that person from abilities already found in real humans, not comic book powers. 5 unusual traits, 1 trained skill. We add them one by one. By the end, they will be experiencing a different version of the same world. Start with an ordinary person. At a busy shopping center, they walk past a woman near the entrance. No conversation, barely a glance. 3 years later, in another city, a theater crowd spills into the street. Hundreds of faces move past. Our person stops. There she is. Some people have exceptional face recognition ability. A face seen once can remain available long after most of us would have lost it. They may recognize someone, despite years passing, a different setting, or a changed appearance. It is not mind reading. They do not know that person's story, but the face can arrive with unusual certainty. That is the first piece. For our person, faces do not simply dissolve into the crowd. Now give them a past that stays organized. At a party, someone says, "I think we met at a festival once." Most of us would search through a blur. Our person says, "Tuesday, the 14th of May. It rained before the last band. You had a red umbrella. We waited under the food tent." This is highly superior autobiographical memory. It is not flawless photographic memory. It does not mean someone is better at every kind of memory. But dates can unlock an unusual amount of detail from their own life. A place, a name, a conversation, the shape of that day. That is the second piece. Our person can now recognize you, then place you on their personal timeline. But a timeline is more useful with more waking hours. So give them a shorter natural night. It is 5:12 in the morning. The street is dark. Most windows are black. Our person is already dressed, coffee made, completely awake. In some families, rare genetic variants have been linked to people who naturally sleep far less than most adults and still report waking refreshed. That does not mean sleep is optional. Most people need much more. But this person needs less. 3 extra waking hours, repeated every day, becomes weeks of extra alert time across a year. More quiet streets, more mornings, more chances to notice something before anyone else does. That is the third piece. Then the world starts arriving with labels. A station barrier chimes. Our person says, E. A busker plays one note beneath the roof. B flat. A phone pings behind them. G. This is absolute pitch. Most people hear pitch by comparison. Higher, lower, similar. For this person, a note can arrive with a name already attached. The sound disappears. The name remains. That is the fourth piece. But what if information had another layer? What if it had color? A timetable hangs above a platform. To everyone else, the numbers are black. To our person, 7 is always green. Monday is dark blue. The letter A is red. This is synaesthesia. Letters, numbers, days, or sounds can automatically trigger colors that are not physically there. It is not a code. It is not a trick. It is simply how information arrives. Their mental world is partly sorted before anyone else starts sorting it. That is the fifth piece. 5 unusual traits are now inside one ordinary-looking person. The sixth upgrade is different. It is not a trait. It is something they learned. Turn off the lights. A storeroom disappears into black. Our person clicks their tongue once. A faint echo comes back. They click again. A wall is close on the left. Open space is ahead. Something solid stands farther away. This is human echolocation. With training, people can make controlled mouth clicks and use the returning echoes to judge nearby openings, surfaces, and objects. It is not perfect vision through sound. It is a learned way to turn reflected sound into space. Now the sixth and final piece is in place. Faces stay. Days return. More time appears. Notes have names. Information has color. And sound becomes space. 6 changes. None of them make this person visibly different. There is no glowing skin. No impossible strength. No sign above their head. The difference is hidden in what reaches them, what stays with them, and what they can pull from the world before anyone else notices it. So what does that feel like? It is 8:15 in the morning. A busy train station loses power. Emergency lights blink. The crowd stops. Phones rise. Across the hall, our person sees a face, not a stranger. Someone they met once, years ago. The memory opens with it. A conference lobby. A rainy Thursday. A handshake. A name. Then a chime cuts through the dark. E. The platform board flickers back to life. 4 is yellow. 7 is green. Then the passage ahead disappears into black. Our person clicks once, then again. The echoes sketch a wall, a doorway, and a route around the stalled crowd. They move forward, not because they have magic, because faces, dates, tones, colors, and echoes are reaching them in forms nobody else can access in quite the same way. Every part of this build exists in real people, but no published report has described this exact full stack. That does not make the idea empty, it makes it revealing. Human ability is not one ladder. It branches. One person may carry a past with unusual detail. Another may hear names inside sound. Another may learn to build a map from echoes. Put those branches into one person, and they would not need a cape. They would look ordinary, but they would be living in a larger version of the same world.